Alrighty, hello guys. This is the Off Days podcast.
And we're doing a fun one.
What is this? Episode 3?
Yep. It's Halloween themed. It's going to be more scary stories in the dark, but we're going to do a twist on it. We're going to say a story, and then we're going to say how we're going to survive it.
Alright, let's do it. Also, that's one segment. We also are going to put out our let's go top 5 favorite, here, let's do this first. Can we do this first?
Yep.
Here? Top 5 favorite Halloween costumes of this year.
Gosh. That's
bad. I want to go with Horror Fire 3, the Art the Clown.
Art the Clown is a good one.
He's in my top 5.
Art the Clown definitely is good. Santa Claus version?
What? Oh, Santa Claus version? I'm like, Santa Claus?
Yeah, in the newest one.
Okay, I thought you were just saying straight up Santa.
No.
What a great costume there, Kyle.
Santa's Terrifier.
Okay.
And Terrifier classic, then I don't know the others. It's the only one I've really seen out like I've never seen the Santa Claus one yet though.
Pennywise.
Nah, he's overrated.
Pennywise is overrated.
I've seen all like generic costumes of it. It's like
I want to go with scary. I don't even know if I'd go with scary, man.
There's some that are scary, some aren't.
I don't know. I'm not really much of a costume guy, but what were some costumes you wore growing up as a kid?
Oh, there's Transformers was a big one.
Transformers, all right. That sounds good.
Then there was one I made, homemade one. Had a black mask. Mom bought it and decorated. Some thought store bought once.
Okay.
Paired it with like a fluffy hoodie called Midnight Slasher.
Midnight Slasher.
That's a generic version of that. My sibling made a generic version of me by using my same mask and hoodie and made it old man one.
Is that actually already a villain?
I don't know. Probably a name already. It's a generic name I think that most people use.
Midnight Slasher. I was a popcorn box once.
Oh no.
And the popcorn was glued on there, so people were trying to pick off the popcorn and they didn't realize there was glue. I didn't tell them. Why would I tell him, man? Come on, it's funny.
I had a pumpkin when I was a kid.
Yep.
All the kid ones, you know, when you're a child.
Yeah. I'd say that I've been Mario, I've been Luigi. I've been doing lots of things, man.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'm not much of a Halloween costume guy anymore, but...
I said that's good. We can finally get to the
first start here. Let's do it.
This is not one you really survive. I don't know what it means, but brown suit. A woman came to the funeral prior to see her husband's corpse. He did a good job, she said. The undertaker. Looks like just the way he looked. Except for one thing. My husband always wore a brown suit. But you have him dressed in a blue suit. No problem, said the undertaker. We can easily change it. When she returned, her husband was wearing a brown suit. Now it looks like the way he did. Like he always did, she said. I know I went through a lot of trouble. No trouble at all. Happens there is a man here who's wearing a brown suit, and his widow felt the blue suit would be better. He's about your husband's side. We gave him the blue one. He gave her husband the brown one. Even though he said changing all the clothes was a big job. Not really here. All we did was change their heads.
Really? All we did was exchange of their heads. Okay. Wow.
The way I survived that is not go there. I'm not going there for my dead.
We got one called Baroom.
It's a song.
Oh, it's a song. I'm not singing that. No,
I don't think we're
skipping, guys.
Some are really long, some aren't.
Thumpity thump.
Go vague.
I have not read a book in forever, but here, let me go with this. When we move to Syntagony.
Let's go to a shorter one. There's shorter ones.
Man, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. Oh, we could have done that one.
Oh, here, that's short.
The bad news. Is it just this one page?
It's 2 pages.
Leanne and Todd loved baseball. When they were young, they had played on the town's baseball team. Leanne had been the pitcher, and Todd had played second base. Now that they were a lot older, they spent their free time watching baseball games on TV and talking about baseball. Do you think they play baseball in heaven? Leanne asked Todd one day. That's a good question, said Todd. The one who gets there first should let the other one know somehow. I don't know how, but
some way this might not be good.
As it turned out, Todd got to heaven first, and Leon waited patiently to hear from him. One day, Leon found Todd sitting in the living room waiting for him. Leon was very excited to see him. What is it like up there? He asked. And what about baseball? When it comes to baseball, Todd said, I have some good news, and I have some bad news. The good news is that we do play baseball in heaven. We have some um, we have some fine teams. I play second base on my team, just like I used to in the old days. That's the good news. What's the bad news? Asked Leon. The bad news, said Todd, is that you are scheduled to pitch tomorrow.
How would I escape being that? I don't know. I'm dying.
What the heck?
We'll go that one.
What are these stories, man?
They are the random stories on that. But
You want to do this one?
I'm the worst at reading.
It's going pretty good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good.
It's a nice day out.
Yeah.
Not going to get too many of those anymore.
Yeah.
You too. Here, I'll read this story.
Yeah.
We're
Some
outside,
other
so
ones.
it's called Cemetery Soup. On her way home from the market, the woman took a shortcut through the cemetery. There, sticking up out of the ground, she saw a big bone. She picked it up and looked it over carefully. This will make a very good soup bone, she said. I think I'll take it home. It's perfect weather for hot soup. When she got home, the first thing she did was start the soup. Into the big soup pot went water, carrots, green beans, corn, barley, onions, potatoes, a snitch of beef, and salt and pepper, and of course the bone. She brought it all to a boil, then brought it down to a simmer. Yum, she said, sniffing it and tasting it. I can hardly wait till supper. Suddenly she heard a small voice. Please give me my bone back. The woman paid no attention. She heard the voice again. May I have my bone back, please? The woman was reading the newspaper, and again she didn't take any notice. In a little while, the voice spoke up once more. It was beginning to sound angry. Give me my bone back. The woman kept on reading the paper. Some people are too impatient, she muttered. Once more the voice spoke. Now it sounded very angry, and it was loud, and the whole house shook. I want my bone back. The woman reached into the pot, grabbed the bone, and threw it out the window. In a voice just as loud, she shouted, Take it. There was an eerie silence. The woman heard footsteps scurrying away from the house down the road toward the cemetery, and she got up and served herself some soup.
Okay. That don't live there.
I don't know what city she's in, if this is
Don't. Yeah, no, that's normal, but
some Chicago.
I'm not going there. I'm not living there.
I don't know. I'm thinking this is some Chicago type scenario location.
Yeah, no.
I'm not for it. Man.
Oh, this one. Oh, this one's definitely
Want me to
good
read
one.
one?
This is the.
It's called What Do You Come For? There was an old woman who lived all by herself, and she was very lonely. Sitting in the kitchen one night, she said, Oh, I wish I had some company. No sooner had she spoken than down the chimney tumbled 2 feet from which the flesh had rotted. The old woman's eyes bulged with terror. The 2 legs dropped to the hearth and attached themselves to the feet. Then a body tumbled down, then 2 arms and a man's head. It sounds like Santa Claus.
Yeah, no.
As the old woman watched, the parts came together into a great gangling man. The man danced around and around the room. Faster and faster he went. Then he stopped, and he looked into her eyes. What do you come for? She asked in a small voice that shivered and shook. What do I come for? He said. I come for you. As you shout the last words, stamp your foot and jump at somebody nearby. Oh. I was supposed to scare you, Kyle. I kind of messed up the story. Oh, okay.
I feel like that one's the hardest vibe. Imagine that, like you're going down the chimney. That shouldn't be the fireplace. It's open. I'm keeping the door closed.
I'm still convinced that this was Santa Claus.
Really? The angry man Santa Claus?
Yes.
No, Santa Claus might be skinny, maybe. You know, maybe a lot of flesh. Horse Santa Claus, you know?
It's like a skinny Santa.
But less magical. More demonic.
Less magical. Here, we'll get one more story in here.
Yep. Then we'll figure out which one we would want the least to be it.
Okay. Wait, I've read this story before. Wait, I've read this one too, but I don't have this book.
They're different stories.
Yo, no, I've read this story before.
Yeah.
All right, I'll read it since I've already. I need to drink water. I already know what's going to happen, but I'll read it. It's called High Beams. The girl driving the old blue sedan was a senior at the high school. She lived on a farm about 8 miles away and used the car to drive back and forth. She had driven it in town that night to see a basketball game. Now she was on her way home. As she pulled away from the school, she noticed a red pickup truck follow her out of the parking lot. A few minutes later, the truck was still behind her. I guess we're going in the same direction, she thought. She began to watch the truck in her mirror. When she changed her speed, the driver of the truck changed his speed. When she passed a car, so did he. Then he turned on his high beams, flooding her car with light. He left them on for almost a minute. He probably wants to pass me, she thought, but she was becoming uneasy. Usually she drove home over a back road. Not too many people went that way, but when she turned onto that road, so did the truck. I've got to get away from him, she thought, and she began to drive faster. Then he turned his high beams on again. After a minute, he turned them off. Then he turned them on again and off again. She drove even faster, but the truck driver stayed right behind her. Then he turned his high beams on again. Once more, her car was ablaze with light. What is he doing? She wondered. What does he want? Then he turned them off again, but a minute later he had them on again and left them on. At last, she pulled into her driveway. I'm going to pause here. Who in the world would pull into their driveway when a man is following them for that long?
I guess if you call your parents, maybe.
I would keep driving and try and lose them before going home.
Yeah, I would go on I would speed a bit, probably.
I would probably go on a drive, like I'd drive
Highway.
past. Yeah, and go past your house. Like, don't drive to your house. Then
Go on
you're
a highway. That's
showing
really
them
hard.
where you live.
The highway's the best bet.
Okay. She jumped from the car and ran to the house. Call the police, she screamed at her father. Out in the driveway, she could see the driver of the truck. He had a gun in his hand. When the police arrived, they started to arrest him, but he pointed to the girl's car. You don't want me, he said. You want him. Crouched behind the driver's seat, there was a man with a knife. In her car. As the driver of the truck explained it, the man slipped into the girl's car just before she left the school. He saw it happen, but there was no way he could stop it. He thought about getting the police, but he was afraid to leave her. So he followed her car home. Each time the man in the back seat reached up to overpower her, the driver of the truck turned on his high beams. Then the man dropped, afraid that someone might see him. So there was somebody in her car the whole entire drive home.
I don't know how to drive that. I would think it's just an asshole driver. My car has no room, though. I don't know if in the back of mine.
The man behind her kept turning on the high beams and saved her life.
What would you do if you're in this scenario? If you saw someone that's there?
If I was the man or if I was the girl?
If you're the girl just driving, and you were the one driving, it's like...
I would probably drive past my house, keep on driving, and then call the police. And then when the police finally catch up to...
You'd probably be sad then.
Maybe, but I'd think until the police catch up to the man to ask what's going on, I would probably pull over with the man and the police so then he can explain there's somebody in this girl's car.
Yeah, you would move fast.
In my car.
If you would move really fast.
But I feel like my instinct would be, okay, the man's getting pulled over. I can just drive away now and I'll be fine. And then you'll die because the person's in the backseat.
My car, they're not going to fit in the backseat of my car.
There's no
room. There's no room. I would know because there'd be too much noise.
I want to know how the man got in the backseat.
No, I would probably literally be, I would be like ready. I would grab something and be like,
fair enough.
Really defensive. What's the worst scenario of all of them now? Like, worst survivability?
I feel like the last one was the most realistic. Like the bone and the soup one, it just didn't.
But which one would you want now to be in the most?
Probably the bone one.
Honestly,
it feels like it was taking place in the hood.
Yeah, a stranger in your car is different. That's like a stranger in your car. But like,
I just feel like I wouldn't let that happen.
Oh no, I'm thinking the creature like going to my house.
The bone story.
The bone chimney, the chimney creature's going down like.
Oh
if it's like fleshy and all, oh no, I'm going to defend myself. I don't care what it is.
I think the bone coming down the chimney of the Santa Claus type story.
It's kind of like Santa Claus, but it's not.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't want to be in that one the most,
I
just
would
because. How does that
Yeah.
happen, dude?
I'm gonna lock like my thing.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
fireplace has a metal door. I'm keeping that door on there.
Exactly.
I'm
I'm
keeping
not
that in
sure.
there, and I will go on my roof. I will drop an anvil in down there. I'll drop something in there to get that stuff.
Exactly. Let's go into our next segment here. I guess we didn't really put much thought
Oh,
into
we
it,
could do
but
like childhood like ghosts, actual things like the things that ghosts like Charlie. Get into that. I finally have a detail one of it.
go in detail
Like
here.
the Charlie. For all some people don't know, but Charlie, like
Charlie, and it's not Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
nope, little worse.
Well, yes, the Charlie Challenge. Is that what it's called?
Yep, I think it
so.
was. Pretty much 2 pencils and a piece of paper.
Yeah, you try and balance one pencil on the other pencil
It was a grab
and make
trick,
it an
but
X, basically.
people believe that it was actual ghosts.
I don't believe that, dude.
As a kid, you did though.
Yeah, it's like a Ouija board, but like
as a kid, it's like a homemade Ouija board.
homemade Ouija board.
I know kids on my bus would do it. It's
on the bus though. Come on, it's gonna move.
I
You're
know,
on
but
a
there's
bus.
like it was where kids where we weren't thinking. We were just like, oh,
Exactly. That's true. That is true. Do you have any favorite Halloween songs?
not really. I don't really listen to Halloween songs.
I'm gonna put out a few of my favorites then, just because I know. I like the Monster Mash.
That's good. That's a classic.
The Monster
He did
Mash.
the mash.
You're gonna hear that.
The monster mash. It was a mash. It's like a graveyard smash.
This is what happens when we make a podcast to acquire kids.
Yeah.
Monster Mash. You're gonna hear that at every Halloween party. I also like the I always feel like somebody's watching me. By I don't even know who it's by, but I know it's featuring Michael Jackson. That's the only part he sings in the song.
And there's
too.
Thriller.
Oh, Thriller, come on, classic. We're from the Halloween capital of the world too, so Thriller
and where
is everywhere. You hear Thriller all the
yeah,
time.
and a lot of artists too.
Exactly. You got the Halloween parade coming up tomorrow night.
Pretty sure we got Prince.
We do got Prince. He's not. I mean, he could kind of be Halloween.
I know.
But nope. You know some of the events. We got the football game, the Anoka High School Pumpkin Bowl. No other teams do the Pumpkin Bowl. It's only Anoka because we are Anoka. So if you have the chance to play Anoka on the Pumpkin Bowl, you should consider yourself special because that's a one and only time for you guys. And then obviously we got the big Halloween parade. We got the kiddie parade, which is all elementary schoolers get to join in the middle school band. There's also a light up the night parade that we always have about the weekend before the main big Halloween parade. We've got Han's Bakery, obviously. Their hours have been really different recently, but
I guess they're doing it for the school match at school because after school ends, all traffic will be horrible.
Exactly.
I can imagine a nightmare.
I honestly miss middle school more than high school when it comes to the Halloween spectrum. Anyways, we want to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to talk about.
I know we're running out.
We're kind of running out of time here, and yeah, pretty much this was our Halloween episode. Maybe we'll have one more before Halloween.
Maybe.
We'll see. But we're just starting up the podcast. We're trying to film some videos too.
Yeah,
I'm also trying to work on music.
Trying to balance our interests. Things.
I just had a song drop just today. It just came out. You can listen to it on my Apple Music. So I got to plug Kyle. I got to plug, man, a little bit. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, Pandora, anything. It'll be YouTube Music. It's all on there. Noah Berkner. And, so I'm trying to balance out some music making. I've got albums all the time coming out. Music, full-on YouTube videos, and a podcast here.
Yep, I've helped with a few.
Yes, and a full-time job that I almost work at every single day. So there is a lot.
And my new job that might be coming up.
Yes, so we are very busy, but we are trying to
make time for things.
That's why we're called off days. Today we're actually both off, which is a surprise most times.
Most time we were not.
It's not actually an off day.
Yeah, no.
But anyways, guys, thank you for listening up here.
Yep.
And go check out my song
and check out the other
The
If
other
you're
YouTube
new on this, other YouTube videos,
I don't know when the video that we're also filming today will drop.
it'll drop when it'll drop it.
It'll drop before Halloween.
Yeah,
So
for Halloween.
we got until like next Thursday.
It's hard to keep up with the schedule now. We're both like getting busier and busier.
Exactly, and I might honestly put a little bit of filming of the Halloween parade in there, even though you're not
Yeah.
gonna be with me. I might just add in some other things, add a few
Yeah.
days into one little short video. Anyways, that's it for us today. And subscribe, like, comment,
And
and
have a good day.
we'll see you guys in the next podcast. See you guys later.
Yep.
Peace out.
Peace out.